Peace, 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 my great vibers. This is that guy, that king, the wizard, the warlord, Barry, aka Barry Ishmael. Great vibe. Remember a few years ago, we were told that the systems are rigged. Now, as an African American male, as an American African male, growing up, I knew that. I knew the systems were always rigged against a certain person just by looking at the community level things I saw. But I didn't look at it that deep. But you see how you're treated in your communities, even though they're your communities by certain systems. But my great vibers, also, not only are American African people, especially the males, have things rigged against them. Also, the middle class and the lower income class, no matter what your race is, you have things rigged against you. Remember when the president said the systems are rigged? He became the biggest whistleblower in history. If you understand what he meant and what he means, this has been a battle. This has been a plan for control over your mind, body, and spirit, my great vibers. Your mind, body, spirit, and your finances. It has never been about equality. It has been about greed and power for the 1% fakers, I call them, and the dehumanization, devaluation, and demoralization of the other 99%. Even some of those they call their friends the flying monkeys that run around and catch their karma doing dirty work for them because they don't understand the game on a spiritual level. So they have no idea. That's why they use people like that. That is the agenda of the 1%, to stay above the 99. But the script has ended. Will soon be deleted. No one has the right to invade your privacy. No one has a right to think they can control your privacy, right to violate and invade your free will, control your free will. Who are they? It doesn't work that way. But if you give them that power, yeah, they're going to take it. They are beyond sick if they think they have that right with me or anybody else. It'll never happen. I didn't pay no cash for the backup. Believe that. I paid bloodline dues. The 1% fakers have had a long time to play their games. A lot of times they use technology. They use things like that. They use the finances, which a lot of it is your government funds, and I'll leave it at that. They wouldn't make it in the wilderness. They wouldn't make it out here in these communities because they're not strong-minded enough. That's why they do the weak-minded things they do and send flying monkeys to do it from behind the scenes. Not strong. That's just the way it is. That's why they don't like those of righteous spirit, of good spirits. They secretly hate you. But when you're a righteous spirit, when you're on another level, mentally, physically, and spiritually, you feel it. You can walk by them and feel their hearts pounding out their chest. You can feel it when you're on that level. So it don't matter what they feel, but they feel it, they know. The 1% fakers, they've had a long time, my great vibers, to control this game, to control their matrix, to control their illusion through the technology. You put them out in the hood, they wouldn't last for a week. Couldn't last out here in these communities, in these streets. Wouldn't last. But yet they want to run around and violate others' privacy. They want to rig the society against them to only benefit them. I don't know what to call it. I'm not going into that. This is just the beginning to get me back warmed up into bringing my videos, but I thought I'd start off with this, my great vibers. But can you imagine that? Can you imagine somebody feel they have the right to invade your privacy? Have the right not to allow you free will? You better let that marinate and take a look at what's been happening in these communities today, what's been happening in this politics today, because it's there. They're telling you it's right there. It's in the open. You just got to recognize it. But if you can't, you can't. That's on you. I'm not mad at you. But my great vibers, you got to understand that you cannot exist peacefully like you may want if you're not strong mentally in a rigged evil society that we have today. This experiment has proven that, and now it's over. This experiment has went wrong. People wanting to control your lives, coming with laws and rules and things to control you. Rules for you, but they okay, but they're supposed to be rules for everybody. It's done. That system, that time is up. That type of system is over. This political system, they give you the candidate they want you to vote for, not the candidate you pick. That's why it's important for you maybe to have your own party, have your own resources to develop your own agendas. So it has to be a different way to look at the political system now. You can't sit around and cry and complain if you went around and continue to vote for people and you have the communities you have today. It's nobody else's fault. You did that vote. Take the time to realize that you need to vote for you. Vote for you. Become your own society. You can still do what you need to do within this matrix, outside of this matrix, outside of these so-called societies that people want to control. You can't give them that control, but they'll take it if you don't question it and if you let them. Great vibers. 2020, it's about vision. It's about privacy. It's about freedom. It's not about where they got you looking to the right while things are going on the left. Because the real issue isn't only in DC. The real issue is in your communities. The real issue is people that are controlling things behind the scenes. And I'm not going to get into name calling people out. Do your research. I'm giving you bits and snippets. Go see. Some of you probably already know. But the bottom line is, I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm laying down a scenario that you're dealing with people that are not about equality. They're about ruling you. You. No one has the right to rule you like they want unless you give them that right. Invade your privacy. Control your privacy. Yes, it is beyond sick, but this is where their mind's at. And one thing I've learned from one of the rules of the 4 agreement is don't take things personal. Be mindful, but that don't mean you got to be weak or be no punk. Be mindful. Be thoughtful, but don't take it personal. But these people also, my great vibers, have other deep-seated issues. So I'm not here to judge. All I'm here to say is that has this society been rigged? Has this rigged society worked? No, it hasn't. The 1% fakers have had a long time to play this game, and we see the end result as they were trying to flip it to another level. It's not going to happen. This election, it didn't matter who win or who don't win. You damned if you do, damned if you do. Damn if you vote for Trump, damn if you vote for Biden. It's one of those things. So when it comes to taking sides, it doesn't matter because it's going to be chaos. My great viber, a lot of those chaos is started in your communities. That's the real virus. That's the real swamp that needs to be cleaned up and will be cleaned up. This society has been rigged to control your mind for far too long, and it's time for it to end. Unless you like to live in a rigged society, but as a flying monkey working for them, they'll soon turn on you. In fact, these same 1% people laugh at you when you're not around. You're only there to do their work so they don't catch the karma for the righteous that they're trying to attack. But when you attack certain bloodlines, it's a wrap. It is a wrap for you. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts to turn it back. I'm just here to tell you. You better learn your spiritual game before you go out and take jobs working for these fusion centers, assessment centers, all of this stuff that's going on. Do your homework. Know who you're working for and know who you call yourself tracking and going after, trying to be a part of this rigged society. It's not a good thing, my great vibers. But my great vibers, this was just a first video to get back in the fold. Because I just thought about it like, yo, all this stuff is rigged. I've been thought about it when Trump said it. And was like, always knew and understood it. But as time went on, I gave it more thought. As I began to have more experiences, as I began to start setting up my own experiences in beta test, I started seeing it all come and being revealed at every level, how really rigged it is. And that's my next big move. You know, this system is rigged beyond belief, but it's all collapsing. Nothing to stress or worry about, but you will be getting some more food for thought on this topic. I just wanted to come back with something new, some food for thought, my great vibers, just to give you something to think about. My great vibers, how do you think this rigged society has turned out? Look around. Look where we're at in 2020. It's time for you to stand up for you. It's time for you, my great viber, to vote for you. It's time to go back in Take control of your communities. Do the right thing. Do what you need to do. You have future generations coming behind you through your kids. You want to preserve things for them. You want to start things for them. It's beyond a black and white issues and beyond race issues, ethnic issues. It's the spiritual. It's the control. It's about having your right to have your own free will, your own privacy. Because when somebody takes that, your freedom, they then demoralize you, try to dehumanize you, devalue you in their own minds when they don't know the level of where you at. But that's the end game for them when they do those things. So my great vibers, me and my explanation, as Trump told you, society's rigged. When he said that, he became the biggest whistleblower in my mind. He really did. If you didn't understand, to be able to sit back and look at that, understand what he was talking about and what he meant. But now we are seeing the collapse of that rigged society and those responsible. With that, my great vibers, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to bring you something good back next time, but this was just my warm-up, my comeback. Has society been rigged? And my humble explanation, explanation, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it has been. But will it be any longer? Absolutely not. We're going into a new change, a new shift, a new place, new things. Have your mind right. Get your mind right. It's tough. It's a battle. I go through things. People go through things, but you got to learn. You got to grow. You got to focus. But it helps when you understand who you are. It helps when you understand what you're up against. And when you don't, you do things. Your mind will come, things will come. You'll start figuring things out, but you're not always meant to get the information right away when you get it. Not meant. Sometimes it may be a little too much. Little by little, little by little. Build yourself up. Work yourself up to being your best you, to be in your reality, what you create with your family. Don't allow yourself to get trapped into this rich society with the flying monkeys and their handlers, the 1%. Don't worry. They're going to have the opportunity, my great vibers, to do their thing on their side. Trust me. They're going to have their time. It's going to be just them. They won't be able to really go after the righteous people that's trying. And that's just not, and it ain't based on, it's not based on race. But with that, my great viber, I like to say, peace, peace, peace. Get your mind right. Keep your grass cut with your head up, my great vibers. This is your guy, that king, that wizard, that warlord, Barry Ishmael. Peace. Glad to be back, coming hardcore like a razor. Don't let it phase ya. Peace. Raw bone like a razor. That's how I'm coming, y'all. Peace, my great vibers.